Trading works different from a normal job. You're not getting paid for the hours you sit in front of the screen. You get paid for the quality of your decisions. And that's why as a beginner, you need to keep 3 things in mind. The first is simplicity. Don't overcomplicate your system. The more rules you add, the harder it becomes to follow. The second is repeatability. A system is only useful if you can apply it the same way every single time. If you're changing your approach with every single trade, you're not building a track record. You want something that works across different days and different market conditions. The third is consistency. This is where most traders fail. You need the discipline to stick to your plan, trade after trade. Over time, that is what makes you profitable. Alright traders, let us get started. So now here on the screen we have Nasdaq on the 1 hour time frame. So now this was my previous analysis. I have my high here and also I have my low here, okay? And here at the top we can see that price has taken out the liquidity right here with this movement and then quickly went back into the range, right? We see this nice movement back into the range, okay? And now we see price moving to the upside. So this was more like a correction movement right here. So I was expecting price to actually reverse and then continue going to the downside. So this was more like an impulse movement to the downside correction, and I was expecting another impulse to the downside, right? But we can see that price continued to go to the upside right here. So even if we adjust our stop loss above this high right here, we can see that eventually price takes us out of the market right here. So now this was an invalid setup. Now let's go on the 15 minutes time frame here. So now this is on the 15 minutes time frame, okay? So if I remove all of this, okay, so you can see that we have a fair value gap right here. We have a fair value gap right here. So if you have entered a sell position somewhere around here, you can see that this would have been a losing trade, okay? Now let's go on the daily time frame to look for another setup. Alright traders, so now we are on the daily time frame. So we're gonna start with our setup. So we're gonna start with the CRT high and again CRT low, okay? So you can see that we have our high here, we also have our low right here. Now with the CRT trading model, you want to see price taking out the previous high, okay? Taking out the previous high or the previous low. So in this example, price is taking out the previous high. This means that we are looking for selling opportunities, right? And now before we move on, this is why normally it is called the power of 3, okay? You can see that we have this candlestick right here. We marked our high, we also marked our low. And you can see with the second candlestick, this is the candlestick that swept out the liquidity right here. And we can see that with the third candlestick, it is now pushing to the downside, right? So now let's go on the 1 hour time frame to see exactly what is happening. Alright, so now the first thing you want to do is to adjust your levels. Alright, so now we have our high here. We also have our low down here, okay? And up here, we can see this was a good liquidity sweep right here. We have our high here and price pushed all the way to the upside, taking out the liquidity above this high. You can see that price reversed back into the range and it was consolidating right here, and now it is pushing nicely to the downside. So now let's take a look right here. So as you can see, we have this as the 1 hour order block. You can see that this was a good order block right here. Let's see on the 15 minutes time frame. Alright, so now we are on the 15 minutes time frame, and you can see that price tapped into the order block right here and then started pushing to the downside.